Go ahead and get started. I know there'll probably be more people filtering in, but want to keep this short and sweet since I know it's kind of the lunch hour for a lot of people. We're going to be talking about our awesome marine biology adventures today in just about half an hour or less. To introduce ourselves, my name is Bethany. I do our marketing and communications here at Broadreach. Been here for several years. So if you've been to another webinar of ours, likely I was the facilitator. And if you get our emails or follow us on social media, I'm kind of the person behind those as well. And Chelsea?
I'm Chelsea. I'm the program director for our marine science and advanced scuba diving programs, typically outside of our sail and dive programs. But yeah, you'll typically hear from me. I follow up with students after they enroll and plan some amazing adventures.
Great. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started, talking about a little bit about Broadreach and then about our marine biology trips. If you have questions, we'll have a dedicated Q&A section at the end, but we do have a Q&A box. So if you think of something along the way, you can go ahead and write it in the Q&A box before you forget it, and then we'll answer those at the end. So yeah, go ahead and use that then, but we'll also give you some time to write those later. So I'll talk to you a little bit about Broadreach if you're newer with us. We've been around for over 30 years, running international programs specifically designed for middle and high school students. It's what we love, what we're best at, and the focus of our programs, especially related to the water. So scuba diving, sailing, marine biology, and conservation trips is kind of our bread and butter. Um, Looking at the map there, the little dots are the locations of our 2026 Broadreach Adventures. So you can see quite a few all around the world. And the little blue dots or the teal dots are the ones related to marine biology. So those are the ones we'll be talking about a little bit more specifically coming up. But in general, our marine biology trips allow students to learn about marine ecosystems most of the time, often that's in tandem with learning to dive, which is a great skill for marine biologists to have. We offer some introductory courses. Most of them I would say are introductory and cover more broad topics or introductions to marine biology and kind of allow students to find out if within marine biology there's a specific focus or interest area that they are really passionate about, like corals or sharks or whales or field research or sea turtles, etc. Um, we have trips for both middle school and high school students, but they're a little bit different. The middle school, again, they're probably more introductory and they're non-academic. So there's no tests, meaning there's no tests, no quizzes. They're all kind of hands-on and informal. So it's based on what the activities that they're doing, and as well as the interests of the students. So kind of low pressure way to learn more about things that they're interested in. Our high school marine biology trips all offer the option to receive college credit. So it's all included in the price, et cetera. So they are more academic. They're still very based on practical experiences and hands-on experiences, but there will be a final exam or a final project, some writing assignments, journals, and things like that, just because they do offer college credit. Apart from that, like all of our Broadreach trips, all of the marine biology trips have an aspect on kind of Broadreach culture, gain leadership and other life skills. So learning independence, things like cooking and cleaning teams, living with a group of other students, etc. They also offer small group sizes. Our max is 12 students for most trips. There are some students where we cap it at 8 students. And we have really awesome, highly qualified instructors for all of our trips. And for marine biology, there'll be one marine biologist leading the trip. So they'll kind of have that opportunity to learn from them about what marine biology is like in a very personal way. So now I'll hand it over to Chelsea, who'll go over kind of all the marine biology trips that we offer with some specifics, starting with our middle school trips.
Yes, so we offered two incredible middle school trips, one that will be sailing based and one that will be land based. So we have our Caribbean Intro to Marine Biology and our Bonaire Coral Divers. Both of these trips are 12 days. Both of them have scuba diving certifications, and we also do hiking and community service on both of these programs. The programs are slightly different. Obviously, with our Caribbean Intro to Marine Biology, as you can tell from the boat picture, you're living on a boat. Students can get their open water or advanced on this program, so we have no prerequisites for diving, just being comfortable in the water. We host marine biology conversations and activities. Students get to play with Play-Doh and build coral polyps, so they get to practice with that. They learn about threats and conservation and have amazing hosted, facilitated conversations every day about marine biology. And they're living above a reef, which is a pretty cool way of living and immersing yourself in marine biology. And then we have our Bonaire Coral Divers. So this is for students who are already open water certified and they can get their advanced certification. This program is great for students who are passionate about corals and are a little bit nervous to maybe live on a boat for 12 days. So you do stay in a nice villa that is right on the beach. And the program focuses on coral conservation. So you get to participate in an activity and monitor the coral trees, as you can see from one of the photos. And then you also get to do a really cool sea turtle activity, and they're actually using AI to identify sea turtles underwater. So you can learn about that on this program as well. And then the highlight for me on this program truly is the land sailing, which is a lot of fun. It's a really great activity. And Bonaire is a hotspot for donkeys. So you get to see plenty of those as well.
Yeah, you can actually, I think there's like a live cam if you want to right from home, take a look on what the donkeys are doing, right?
Frequently watch live cam.
All right.
Probably see what they're up to later today. And then for our high school programs, we do have a lot more varieties. We have 7 total for this section, and all of them are offering college credit. So we have 2 programs that are pretty similar in terms of the academic core elements. So our Caribbean Marine Biology Voyage, we offer that for the open water and advanced. And Curacao Marine Biology, same thing, available for open water and advanced. And this is, again, that sailing versus land-based programs. So our Caribbean Marine Biology Voyage, you'll spend 17 days living on a boat. You'll do academic lessons. There are exams that you'll participate in, but students will be able to get their open water and advance and really excel in their diving skills. You'll go on land for some activities. You'll go to Saba and Stacia's marine parks. You'll do some community service. You get to do some fish dissection. You can test like the water levels. And then students do species presentations on this. So they get to present their favorite marine species to their peers. And living on a boat above the reef is a really great way of experiencing life on board as, yeah, diving and immersing in that. And then our Curacao Marine Biology program, so our land-based one, students are living in a research station. You again get your open water and advanced. Um, this one has a lot more activities outside of the classroom in terms of our immersive experience. We go and work on mangroves. We get the coral restoration specialty. We volunteer with the Sea Turtle Conservation Society, and that's usually helping with the netting. Actually, our students last year got to help out with the sargassum issue that is actually pretty big in the ocean right now. So our students got to be involved in that. We also go hiking and have some town time, and of course, some community service and fish dissection as well on this program. So a large portion of real world marine biology doesn't happen underwater at all. So marine biologists spend a lot of their time on boats, in labs, analyzing data, or working behind a computer. So marine biology is a wide-ranging discipline, and our programs highlight just a few ways scientists study and protect ocean life. So kind of once you have those foundational programs like the Curacao Marine Biology or the Caribbean Marine Biology Voyage, you can kind of specialize. So we'll start to talk about those. So we have our Fiji shark studies, whales and dolphins, and then our resource program. So Fiji Shark Studies is probably one of our furthest programs for this upcoming summer. So it's a 22-day land-based program. You get to visit three different parts of Fiji. So the Asawa Islands, the Coral Coast, and Pacific Harbor. Um, Students must be open water certified for this program, and they can get their advanced certification on site. They'll also get the shark conservation certification as well. So for this one, students are truly immersed in sharks. The entire academics is around sharks, and you get in-field experiences with sharks in a controlled environment. So students will complete 10 shark dives and collect data and also work with the Fiji Shark Lab, learning about the sharks, their names, their behaviors, their environments, and you get to complete research projects and go whitewater rafting. You do village visits. Our community service always involves working with a school and truly immersing yourself in the Fijian culture. They're it's an amazing opportunity for students to learn about sharks and be in an amazing place. The Azores programs give students hands-on experience that mirrors the realities of working as a marine biologist, so preparing them for the diverse skills and activities to make up a career in marine biology, both in and out of the water, but this is a non-diving program. So this one really ties in with the core of like what it is like to be a marine biologist. So working on the boat, identifying species at the surface, analyzing collected data in a lab. So some of the activities students get involved in this is drone research. So using drones to track marine life in the water, getting out on the boats, using a hydrophone, listening to the animals communicate, identifying different species, discussing how to capture species for the universal log. So we have typically it's the right side of an animal that we'll take photos of. So that goes into a universal platform. So students will learn about that as well. The Azores is an amazing geothermal volcanic island. So students get to hang out in hot springs, they go canyoning. We do paddleboarding, kayaking. So they are on the boats most days watching the cetaceans, but also immersing themselves in this truly beautiful, amazing place. That is a thriving hotspot for whales and dolphins.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list of places I want to go now.
Yeah, it's amazing. Our Yucatan Ocean Conservation is for the students who are passionate about saving the ocean. So this is for students who are interested in learning about creating grant proposals. We don't have an advancing scuba certification on this. So this is open for students who are open water, but we do offer the Broadreach Conservation Diver distinctive specialty, which is unique to this program only. So it's really learning how to be the best diver and how to advocate for yourself and how to share the knowledge that you learn on this program with your peers. So students will go diving most days. We do a coral restoration cleaning on this program. We learn about sea turtles. We snorkel with whale sharks. We visit cenotes. So students on this program are learning about different marine species, learning about the threats and conservation, learning about what steps and action steps they need to take to protect those species. So this program really is a call to action for marine biology students. So if you are passionate about a specific marine mammal, this program is an amazing opportunity for you to learn what those steps are and how to be a voice. And then we have an honorable mention of our Costa Rica sea turtles and conservation. This program follows more on the conservation ecology, but this is great if students are looking for another land-based option and are very passionate about sea turtles. So you get to go to different research stations. You're doing a lot of field work. You're collecting data. So you're getting a lot of those hands-on essential skills for marine biologists without the diving component. But this 14 land-based adventure is phenomenal. And students get to go zip lining, and there's a lot of water activities. So it's a great program.
Awesome. We're going to open it up to questions now in a minute. I will just mention oops, looks like I made a typo here on this point, but I want to let you know as you submit your questions in the Q&A box, we do have a special promo code for anyone watching the webinar. It says $200 off any 2026 adventure. It's actually 250, so my apologies.
Yay.
$250 off with the code REEF 2026, and that's through the end of the weekend, so through Sunday at midnight. I also put Chelsea's email address there if you want to reach out directly to her about one of the trips or specific questions about our programs. She's happy to answer that there. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. We had some
Sure.
questions that were pre-submitted by people that will be joining in later. One was, can this count as a full high school biology science credit? So all of our high school programs offer college credits. So you'll be issued an official transcript from our partner university, and you can use that to transfer the credits to whichever future college or university you head off to. And we found they're widely accepted, at least in the US. So if you have specific questions about whether they're accepted at a certain college or university, feel free to reach out to us and we can see if we can look into, which places they've been accepted before. As far as for high school credit, that's less common. I think that it has happened before, but you would have to work specifically, I think, directly with your high school and kind of see what would be needed to submit that for high school credit. We'd be happy to supply you with like syllabus or grades and stuff like that to see if that's helpful. But it is definitely you're able to get college credit. As for whether that's for high school, you'd have to kind of check with your school. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, there's a question about insurance, wondering about how uncertainty in the Caribbean will be handled by Broadreach. And they're wondering if insurance covers cancellation, if there's danger. Um, I think it depends on the kind of insurance you got. I think that it should. I don't want to speak too much to that. I'm not an insurance person. If you want to write directly, maybe to the battle face, is that who?
Yeah, battle phase. Yeah.
Battle face. If you purchase the insurance through us or like through the application, then I would reach out to them and see the policy. I'm sorry, I can't be more knowledgeable, but I don't want to answer the question incorrectly since I'm not certified to sell insurance. Um, let's see, if we provide students on suggestions of college programs that are good for marine biology, resources or connections to specific companies and jobs as a marine biologist in the future. I also, we have a great alumni network and also network of instructors, or marine biology instructors, so I would say reach out to us. They're great resources as far as recommendations for specific programs, since many of them have completed graduate studies and have connections there. But yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, I also have some resources that I'd be happy to provide if anyone was to reach out to me.
Okay, question about if credits are transferable to Canadian universities. I'm not sure for specifically, I know that they have been transferred to Canadian universities. I'm not sure if the specific universities, but I'm happy to look into that. If you want to reach out to us, then we can see which specific ones. But I believe in the US and Canada, we have had students successfully transfer the credits to universities. Okay, we had a question about a teal marker in Africa and asking what country it was. Yeah, sorry, that's actually a conservation program. I put the wrong color, I believe. But we do have a wildlife conservation trip in Malawi that's brand new for this summer. So if you're interested in conservation, not so much marine, but that's a wonderful new trip that we're offering this year. We have a question about how many boats travel together for the Caribbean marine biology voyage. Typically, there will be two marine biology kind of sister boats for most sessions. And they generally will travel in the same kind of fleet as our other 17-day program. So we have a middle school and a high school 17-day dive and sail program without the marine biology component. So they'll kind of go to the same islands. So there'll be a fleet of about maybe 4 boats, and they'll also be followed closely by our support boat. So they'll have members of our Caribbean leadership team and support staff nearby to help out with anything they need. See, what is the age range of most students in the high school options? So we accept students who have completed ninth grade through students who have
Mhm.
completed 12th grade. I would say, I don't know, Chelsea might have a better idea. Most might be in the 10th and 11th grade range, but we do get ninth
Yeah.
and 12th graders.
Yeah, I would definitely say from an academic component, we do tend to find most like 10th, 11th, 12th graders. But obviously, our programs are open to all ages. Our Fiji program does have an age restriction, so you must be 15 for that program. So it does start with like a little bit later, and this is more just from a diving component.
And if you have questions specifically, if you're interested in a trip and knowing like the ages of students who've signed up, then we're happy to take a look and see based on at
Yeah,
that moment who's signed up. For our Caribbean marine biology voyage, since usually we have 2 boats per session, typically those will be divided up kind of by age. So we'll have 1 boat with younger students and 1 boat with a little bit older students. All right. I was wondering where our Broadreach base, the pad, is located on St. Martin. So our Caribbean marine biology voyage and all of our dive and sail trips are kind of our bases. They depart from our base on St. Martin. It's located in Anse Marcel Marina, and that's on the French side of St. Martin. So students will fly into the airport on the Dutch side, and then we'll have support staff there waiting to take them to the base, which is where they'll board their boats. And then if sometimes the parents will travel with students or to either there or from program. And we're happy to arrange with you if you want to either drop them off at the pad or at the airport, depending on what's most convenient for you. All right. And we have a question about if we have financial aid or scholarship options. So we do have a limited number of scholarships available through the Broadreach Foundation, and applications are open now. They just opened in October, and the deadline is January 31st. So you've got a couple months there to work on that. I would say get started on it sooner rather than later since you need to request a recommendation letter and some other components. So I would recommend don't wait till the last minute to start if you can. We also have some other resources and information on our website, and I'll put that link in the chat and in the email follow-up as well. Let's see. Um, okay, there's a question about, I'm not sure. I think it's related to maybe safety in the Caribbean. Um, I'm not sure I understand it, but I will say we're closely monitoring for safety purposes where we have connections, especially in the Caribbean, long-standing connections there, and in all the countries we operate. So we work closely with our partners there to make sure that we're managing any risks that are available or that may be present well in advance and taking steps. So we try and, as far as risk management, use conservative practices and kind of err on the side of caution. So if you have specific questions about locations, I know we've had parents reach out to us in the past about different programs, being concerned about it. We're happy to chat with you one-on-one and see if we can help address your concerns. Okay, can students fly by themselves? Yes. I think the majority of students will fly by themselves, either as an unaccompanied minor or just on their own. We've got a great blog on our website about, which students are required to fly unaccompanied minor or choosing to do so. But yeah, the majority, they'll fly on their own. most of our locations are, it's pretty easy to get there. And yeah, we'll be waiting either in the Caribbean, we have our base staff waiting there to pick them up wearing their Broadreach shirts. And then on our other trips to other locations, we'll have the instructors will be waiting there. The students will get either a little video or some pictures of who the staff might be that will be picking them up ahead of time so they feel really prepared. And we also send a Broadreach t-shirt to students when they enroll so they can wear that on travel day. We'll find a lot of the time, especially if it's through the Caribbean, a lot of students tend to be on the same flights, at least out of the US, so they can kind of connect in the airport. I don't see any other questions now. Again, if you think of more questions, we're here to help. Feel free to send us an email, give us a call. We are here and we love talking about our trips and answering any questions you might have. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.